Hello, Maiden Warriors. My name is Brittany, and I am here to go over the strategies for how to start a Rockstar meeting or presentation that really captures your prospect and brings them closer to you instead of immediately coming off as the pushy salesperson or the individual who just wants them to join their organization or purchase another product. Hold on just a moment for me. Okay, so the purpose of this video, like I said, is to train you on how to create a Rockstar meeting or presentation that really captures your audience and captures your prospect. So first things first, a lot of times organizations are training women on how to get their story down right or how to do a rock star or perfect presentation before they even learn anything about the individual that they're going to be presenting to. So for example, let's say you're going to be hosting an event where you're going to be showcasing your products and doing a presentation live that the company has trained you on how to do. And you get there and you immediately introduce yourself and start telling your story or doing your presentation. And people don't really look like they're engaged, or they may look like they're engaged, but at the end of the night, you really don't get any sales. Or maybe one person buys from you, or you get your business card out to a couple of them, but then you get no response after that. There is a reason why this is happening, and 99% of salespeople do not understand or know what's going wrong. And I'm just here to let you know that it's unfortunate, but the majority of individuals in sales are being trained improperly. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, when you start your meeting or presentation with someone, you should not immediately go into your sales pitch. It's just the wrong thing to do. And I know it's going to be shocking for a lot of you ladies to hear this because it's what you've been trained. It's what I was trained to do for years. And I've actually been a really strong salesperson for over 10 years. So when I heard this, I was just like, no. I immediately shut it down and was like, no, this can't be right. This is weird. But then I asked myself, how am I doing in sales? Am I doing the best that I want to be? And the answer was no. And my friends weren't, my family weren't, people that were close to me, they were struggling. So I went back in and I said, you know what? There's a reason why 99% of salespeople don't make over $40,000 a year. Or maybe it's 95%, but still, why is 1 to 5% of the individuals who are high closers not, doing this? And the ones that are, maybe they're a little bit older and are have a huge clientele of people that they've been knowing for years. You really don't know. But what I do know is most of us are struggling. And since taking this training and receiving it, I can admit that this is not an issue that I and a lot of our other consultants are dealing with anymore. So first things first, do not go into your sales pitch. It comes across like the average salesperson, oh, I'm going to this party or I'm going to this event and someone's going to talk and try and sell me on something. It immediately causes triggers that shut down communication between you and the buyer, you and the customer, and you and your prospect. When you get up there and start saying it, they immediately know that you're going to try and sell them something, and they're creating in their mind a reason not to buy. Another thing that a lot of us do, and we're going to have a total video dedicated to this, is being overly excited. Now, this is something that I, to this day, still struggle with, and I believe as women, we struggle with this way more than men do. And it's being overly excited and enthusiastic, and our excuses is my excuse. What women's excuse is I just love the product, and I'm just so passionate about it, and I really believe in it. Well, most people aren't happy about the idea of purchasing something or being talked into something. And the reality is the reason why being overly enthusiastic and passionate and excited does not work and actually triggers individuals to shy away from you is because it's a typical salesperson mentality to be overly excited and overpromise results. And it immediately sets up a barrier, and it allows people not to trust you. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be excited about what you're selling or what you're promoting, because I love what I do. I would love for everyone to be a part of a community similar to Maiden Warriors, or for a business that I work with to excel. But I have to hold that passion and excitement in and come across as more casual, yet professional and an expert in my industry. So, number 2, don't be overly excited. Hold it in. It's difficult for me to do and even talk about, but you will see results just from that one. First things first. And number 3, focus on if this person even needs your help. So when you're meeting someone for an appointment, let's say you're having a one-on-one with someone, and you immediately start going into your solution and your story and your presentation. Just because they accepted an appointment with you does not mean that they need your services. It's hard to believe, I know. But just because someone was referred to you or told you they would love more information on what you have to say does not mean that you can even help them. Your first thing should be to figure out, how can I help this person? Does this person need help? And will my solution help them? And if it can, wonderful, great. We'll talk about what you should do after that. But if it can't, you should still be in the mentality of helping them and figuring out, is there someone I know that may be able to help them? The Maiden Warriors community is all about help and service to other individuals. If someone does not need the services that you are offering or your products, why are you trying to convince them? Okay? Do you feel that you would trust someone if they were trying to convince you of something that you didn't need? Would you trust someone that was not interested in what was best for you? How do you feel when someone tries to sell you something before even getting to know you? It shuts down communication. Another thing, first things first, this is something that you should really pay attention to. Today's prospect absolutely does not want to be told. They don't want to be presented to. They don't want to hear your story immediately. They don't want to hear another presentation immediately. They want to be engaged. They want to be asked questions. And most importantly, they want to be listened to. They want to feel as if they're important. And after you hear them, after you listen to them, ask them engaging background questions to determine if they really need your solution. You will know. You will know if they need you just from listening to them. Let's just be honest. Does it make sense, now that you've heard a little bit about this presentation, to immediately go into something before you know if someone needs it? Okay? And if they do need it, then your solution will be the right fit. So, we're going to knock out the first question that you may encounter from your prospect when you're first having your meeting or presentation. And those are usually when you're let's say you're at an event and you're networking and you have run into this individual, or you have already secured the appointment and you're sitting in front of them and they ask you, what do you want to tell me about today? Or what will you be presenting? Or what are you trying to sell me? Or what do you have? The average salesperson will immediately begin their pitch after hearing these types of questions. These are happy questions for the average salesperson. It's like an epiphany when someone says, well, what do you do? The average salesperson gets excited and is like, oh my gosh, I'm excited. I get to tell my story. I get to tell my presentation. Well, you shouldn't be excited and you shouldn't tell them. You shouldn't at all. You should start off your presentation. If there are many people at the meeting, for example, you can start this way. I want to welcome all of you to the meeting today. And before I go into, who we are and what we do and all that kind of boring stuff, it may be more appropriate if we asked you a few questions to find out more about you and what you're possibly looking for, and to see if we could actually help you. Do you see how this comes across more neutral, more engaging, and more focused on the prospect instead of focused on you and your presentation and your story, your products, and you, and everything that you have to say? This question right here is actually immediately will capture your audience, wake them up, and get them engaged to wonder, oh, me? What questions could she have for me? Or what questions could they have for me? And then you're going to want to start out with some basic questions that relate to your industry. For example, let's say you're in the healthcare industry and you're selling something health related, a shake, a wrap, or a capsule, or something like that. How about you start out and you ask your audience, or you ask the person that you have an appointment with, what are you currently using to maintain your weight and keep your energy high? Better yet, before you start that appointment with them, you should ask them, before I get into, who I am and what I do and all that boring stuff, I'd like to know a little bit more about you and exactly what you're looking for, so that I can better see if it's possible for me to help you. For example, what do you currently use to maintain your weight and keep your energy high? Or, for example, where do you get most of your strategies and sales training from to help you with your direct sales business? Or, for example, how many of you are looking for a job that allows you to truly work from anywhere? Or, for example, how many of you are interested in learning how to turn a hobby or a passion that you love into a real profitable online business that you can work from anywhere? These are questions that get your audience and your prospect engaged. It allows them to say, wow, she's not pitching to me. She actually wants to know a little bit more about me. And here are some more phrases for starting a meeting that you might want to use. So before I get into what we do, and it might be more helpful to both of us if I could, understand a little bit more about you and what you're looking for. For example, what type of online business would you like to start? Or, for example, what are you currently doing right now to increase your sales? Or, for example, what are you currently doing to try and stay healthy right now? Or, for example, what are you currently doing to earn an extra income? This is a great way to start with questions, to engage your prospect, to engage your audience, to build trust, and see what they're looking for, and if what you can provide can actually help them. This is vital. This one video can truly transform your business, because you come out of the uncomfortable, oh, I got to close this sale, or, oh, I've got to present, and you're putting the attention on your prospect and on the audience and not on yourself. You're not setting yourself up for rejection. How can you, when you're asking questions to them, to better understand and better learn what they need, to better understand and to better be able to help them get what they need? Here are some more phrases for starting a meeting. So Jane, before I get into what we do, with your permission, I really like to ask a few questions about you and what you're possibly looking for to see if we could even help you. For example, what type of online business would you love to start? For example, what are you currently doing to increase your sales? For example, what are you currently doing to earn an extra income? Do you see where this is going? It's very powerful. I'm just going to go over a few more phrases for starting a meeting. You could say, for example, can you tell me about the product or service you're currently using to maintain your health? Or, for example, can you tell me about the current product you're using to boost your direct sales income? Or, for example, can you tell me what type of online business or what dream do you have for starting your online boutique? What type of items would you like to sell in your online boutique? Or can you tell me about the product you're currently using to keep your skin healthy and glowing right now? These are all really, really amazing ways to start a meeting or a presentation that can automatically capture your product, your prospect. Um, when you meet someone, you don't have to go into your story. You should not go into the average, oh, hi, my name is Brittany, and I'm so glad to see you and be here and to showcase what I have to say to you today. I'm not sure if you know, but I work for the Maiden Warriors community. I'm a consultant, and what we do is we help women to start their own businesses who want to do that. Have you ever thought about starting your own business? Okay, well, here's what we can do. We actually can help you start your own website and give you products. How would you be interested? That is not what you should be doing, ladies. It's not. It's wrong, and it does not set you up for success. Can you close sales that way? Absolutely, you can, because there are a number of people out there who immediately become captured by a really great product or a really great service. But you can close way more, build your trust, brand yourself as an authority and an expert by following the techniques and strategies outlined in this community. You no longer have to go into your sales pitch or feel nervous or anxious about a presentation. And, it actually does scare people when you immediately go into a presentation. And it's just not the way that 5- and 6-figure sales leaders are doing it. So I want to thank you so much for tuning into this video and really allowing us to showcase some really great strategies and techniques for starting your meeting and presentation. And our next videos are going to give you more strategies and tips, and make sure you ask us questions in the Maiden Warriors group. If you have questions about your specific industry, you can reach out to any of the members and get a little bit more of a feel. Thank you so much, and you ladies have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.